Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rockcast, the rock themed podcast by rock fans for rock fans. I'm Brody.
I'm Miles.
We got a lot of shit to unpack today, some crazy shit. But first, this is the first episode of this. We had a podcast before. It's not very good. It's not very good. And then we made an attempt to bring it back. Didn't work too well, but we are happy to say that we are officially back from our long hiatus with a new podcast. And I say we just get straight into it. We got some fun shit. We got a really weird thing towards the end that you probably already know coming because it's in the title, but we'll save it. I just want to start by talking about the huge surprise to me. Miles, you haven't listened to it yet. I highly recommend it. I recommended it to everyone today. The new fucking album by Weezer. Like, we live in some sideways alternate universe where Weezer releases an album that is marginally better than Green Day's output last year. Father of All was just, and Father of All is an album you listen to, Miles. Father of All was just sad. Like, honestly, as a huge Green Day fan, it kind of hurt listening to that album. I remember when the title track came out as the lead single, and I was just like, what the fuck? What? This is so weird.
It was different for sure. Some call it pretty shit, but I mean,
it was pretty bad. But however, Weezer a couple days ago, Friday, released their new album, OK Human. In case that title sounds familiar, there's OK Computer by Radiohead, which is a great album. I don't know if there was inspiration there, but I'm guessing there probably was in some form. The album artwork is fucking beautiful. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast. Wait, I cannot minimize Zoom while I'm recording this meeting. Okay, my bad. I think I could work around this. But you can talk about Father of All if you want. Miles, pull this up.
I got it pulled up also if you need it. Me too.
Well, I'm just gonna share the screen so you can see it. But look at the album artwork, dude. It's fucking beautiful.
I know, right? It's gorgeous.
I'll share that real fast. I don't know if the recording will show it, but there it is. If you can see it, there it is. There's a lot of cool details in it.
Abstract.
It looks like, here's what makes me think this album could be a bit of a the album itself is not Radiohead vibes, but there's this down here which kind of feels OK Computer-ish, this sign which looks like, if I pull up OK Computer here, let's do, I'm just gonna type in OK Computer, not Weezer OK Computer, just
it's definitely
there's maybe I'm just thinking, I'm not thinking of the actual cover, but like inside the vinyl there's certain things and signs and stuff. I don't know, I kind of get like this Lost Child sign up here. I kind of get a sort of vibe similar to that. I don't know why, but I do. But anywho, that is the album artwork. And the album is fucking beautiful. Here's my thing with Weezer. I heavily love their first album, the Blue Album, which is great. Buddy Holly, Say It Ain't So. Yeah. I like Pinkerton, the second album. And Green, the third album, is enjoyable. After that, I just fall off the Weezer train. I don't listen to any of that shit. I could try to get into it. They have so much music. It's weird. They just pump albums out fucking left and right. They have another album coming out this year, Van Weezer, which was put on the shelf for it was supposed to come out last year, put on the shelf, and then out comes OK Human, and now out comes Van Weezer. But Weezer has always been a band that I just kind of don't love, but I very much enjoy the output that I have heard from them. And I think OK Human is one of the best albums I've heard from them. In all serious, like all the songs are stuck in my head. Like I listened to it one time, and then I listened to it again, like the first half of it on the car ride home from school today when I was driving. It's a good driving album. It's got a good like sort of low-key like radio music vibe to it. It feels very much like I felt like when I was listening to a couple songs that it felt like the fucking credit like credit outro music for like a 2000s rom-com. Like most of the songs on the album felt like credit themes from like 2000s teenage rom-com movies. But it's seriously like a handful of some of the catchiest songs that I have ever heard from Weezer. That's for sure. Like they got stuck in my head immediately, and I very much enjoyed the instrumentation on it. Was so fucking amazing. Orchestra. There was a piano part which I think it was played by the lead singer. I'm drawing Rivers Cuomo. I think it was played by him because the song is When I Play My Piano. I don't know if Rivers can play piano. I'm not sure. I know he plays guitar. Doesn't matter. It was a good album. That's all I gotta say about it, Miles. I definitely think you should listen to it. I know you enjoy Weezer's earlier output, but I don't know. I think you would very much enjoy it.
For sure. Sounds amazing.
All right, I'm breaking out the Mexican Coke. It's time.
Okay.
I gotta take the cap off, dude.
A little cheers through the camera.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Miles, what have you been listening to recently? Old, new, whatever, anything. Bands. You go first. I got some.
Good question. Been listening to a little band called JJ Graham Mofro getting back into their new album Blackwater. Sweet, just by the water, amazing music. Then another album called Derek Trucks Down in the Flood. Or I'm sorry, Derek Trucks Already Free. Amazing.
Is that who is he? What does he do?
So Derek Trucks is the guitarist for which is now, well, it was Derek Trucks band, now Tateshi Trucks bands. Little band they started back in the day. Some amazing guitar work, little small band, and just kind of reamping. So yeah.
Yes. Anything else?
I think that's about it. What about you?
I mean, Pearl Jam, obviously. The new Weezer album, of course.
Bridging the Gap.
Yes, the new Pearl Jam bootleg that we both got. Mine is in the other room. It is very good. I listened to it once one night. I'd already heard. Sorry, it's a live album. I'd already heard all the songs before in those formats. The version of Corduroy on that. Oh wow, I love that version of Corduroy. They take older songs and give them the vibe of No Code. It was from the Bridge School benefit, but a lot of the songs like Corduroy, they did Black. It just like something about that era, '96. They took those songs and made them feel a little bit more No Code-ish. No Code being one of my favorite albums by the band. And besides Pearl Jam, which is always there, we of course have. I have been listening to a shit ton of Iron Maiden recently. Like a lot. And it's like unhealthy amounts of Iron Maiden since the release of their new live album. Which I gotta touch on that new live album. When I saw Maiden live, dude, Bruce, for someone who is his age, had fucking throat cancer and tongue cancer.
Jeez.
I think it was both. He still sounded amazing as a vocalist. Like he still had the power. But the live album just didn't pick it up. I don't know if it was just because I was there and hearing him, but live in Mexico, he sounded like he was in pain for most of the live album until we get to like when the songs let down a little bit, like Klansman, he sounded Klansman, he sounded very good. Fear of the Dark, I love new older Bruce singing Fear of the Dark because it's like an old man telling a story. Same with Hallowed Be Thy Name, which is my favorite Maiden song ever. Hallowed Be Thy Name is fucking amazing. But the rest just he's straining. But I love Maiden. I've been listening to them a lot. I also have been doing some dabbling lightly in some David Bowie recently.
Really? David Bowie?
He's always been a musician that I respected from, I respected him from my corner of, like I listen to, I'm more into the heavier stuff, but I dabble in like the popular 80s stuff. I love, I got a confession to make. I fucking love Quiet Riot. I'm gonna admit it. Like that hair metal shit. I mean, Quiet Riot isn't really hair metal. Quiet Riot is metal, but like 80s Kiss, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses. I love hair metal shit. Uh, I have also been listening to a lot of Kiss recently, especially that 80s stuff, the no makeup era. Dude, it's just like, it's so funny to listen to. But no, I have been dabbling in some David Bowie recently, and he is phenomenal. Like I knew, everyone knows Changes. Everyone knows. I mean, Moon Age's Daydream was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone knows, Starman. All these iconic David Bowie songs. But I just never did the full dive into his music, and I finally did. I listened to Aladdin Sane, Ziggy Stardust, of course. I listened to Heroes. I listened to Low, and a couple other ones. But they're just he's awesome. He's awesome, dude. I'm sad. I was sad when he was gone. Even if I wasn't a huge fan, I knew who he was, and I knew how big of an impact it was when he passed away.
His stuff's incredible.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, Heroes, that's an amazing album. Diamond Dogs. Ooh.
Diamond Dot with Rebel Rebel. Rebel Rebel's a great song. I love Rebel Rebel. Yeah. Sorry, that was an awkward drink. I got to get better about my drinks. That was a very awkward drink for recording video. Like I was in the middle of saying something. I just stopped and took a drink. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Besides the usual stuff, band that I really want to get back into, haven't really yet. Completely, I've fallen off, dude, of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like I have not listened to them in a while. I know when you joined the Zoom, you were listening to Stadium Arcadium, which is a fantastic album. But before their new album, here's my usual cycle when it comes to bands. Unless it's Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's the exception where I will nonstop listen to them. But stuff like with certain bands, I listen to them nonstop when I first discover them. Then I kind of fall off, and then if they announce a new album or a concert, then I pick back up, listen to them a shit ton, and then that's it. Speaking of new albums, there isn't one out yet besides the Weezer one, and there might be some other ones out that I'm just forgetting about. But Miles, we have made it this week. It's Friday, Foo Fighters Day. I am so hyped. I am excited and scared. Did you listen to any of the singles going into this yet?
I have. Well, yeah, I have. I don't remember the name.
Shame, the first one.
As you speak of that, I'm going to probably order that album right now.
Oh yeah, you pre-ordered it and then canceled it. Well, I have my pre-order coming on Friday, of course. But the Shame was disappointing. And then we get to New Year's, and out comes No Son of Mine, which just blew me away when I first heard it because it was Foo Fighters in full effect. Shame was weird Foo Fighters, but then this was Foo Fighters. And then they come out and release the best of the three, in my opinion. The best of three, and I'm forgetting the name of it. Waiting on a War. Fantastic song. It's another very Foo Fighter-y song, and it makes me hopeful for the rest of the album.
Wow. It looks like an amazing album. I'm so excited to listen to it.
I mean, with Concrete and Gold, the last album, yeah, I enjoy it, but I just miss Wasting Light. And I miss, besides, that's 2011, but I even miss old Foo Fighters, like the first album, Color in the Shape. There's Nothing Left to Lose. I miss that Foo Fighters, but I don't think that Foo Fighters will be coming back in any form. They're all older now. They're developing, And that's the difference between like Foo Fighters and Pearl Jam. With Pearl Jam, I don't miss old Pearl Jam. Like, if anything, I'm glad that Pearl Jam has matured more and taken a step back and calmed down a little bit. But Foo Fighters, I want. But as I mentioned, the new song, or not new song, the second song off the album came out on New Year's. It's 2021. 2020 is done. I mean, if you believe in God, thank God. I know neither of us are very religious people in this Zoom call, but if you believe in some higher power, thank Him that 2020 is over. Thank Him that, I mean, this isn't a political podcast, this is a music podcast, but thank Him that the orange turd is out of the office. And Miles, 2020 was a pretty good year for music.
It was an interesting year for music.
I know we both have the same least favorite album of the year. Father of All, of course. That was my least favorite album of the year.
I don't have words for that album. Here's
the thing with it. It's not that it's the worst album to ever come out this year. Like, I know there were probably some weird, obscure. Miles is grabbing Father of All, I think, right? Is that it? Break it! Break it! I mean, I guarantee there were albums that were worse that came out this year. Like, I guarantee it. It's just the fact that it's Green Day. It's the fact that it's Green Day, and I love them so much that it physically pains me when they do this. Here's the thing, though. I enjoy the album for what it is, but it is by far the worst Green Day album. And just the fact that it comes from such a huge band like Green Day, it pains me even more to say it sucked.
It's just, it's disappointing in a lot of ways.
Because I want to like it. Like with the new Pearl Jam album. If that sucked and I wanted to like it, I still would think it sucks. Don't think this is just me playing favorites and saying that Gigaton was amazing, which I will mention that Gigaton was amazing. But I like that album is genuinely fantastic, and I think the difference comes in that Pearl Jam, it feels like they put time into Gigaton. Green Day, it did not feel like they put any time into Father of All. It felt like just like, let's shit out this 27-minute record that isn't very good, a bunch of filler songs, and it's a short record, so you would think, oh, there's filler songs on it, but like, here's how I classify filler. Songs that I forgot after listening to it. There were about 2 memorable songs on Father of All. The rest was filler, pure filler. I don't remember any of it. Like, I did go back and listen to it again, and I'm like, okay, this is a fun, quick record that I can just put on and be like, yeah, it's a fun pop punk record. But it's not Green Day. Like, when I want Green Day, I'm not talking like, oh, give me your deep political album like American Idiot. No, I want fun pop punk like Dookie and Insomniac and even fucking Warning. Give me another Warning. Like, I don't care if you get deep and political again, Green Day. I just want something fun. Like, not something that's a chore to listen to because it's Green Day, I want to listen to it.
It does feel like a chore listening to that shit.
If I was just a casual Green Day fan who doesn't love them as much as I do, I would feel no obligation to listen to that album. Because I like them so much, and I just feel obligated to listen to it and keep trying to like it, and it just doesn't work. So we both have our least favorite album of the year. Miles, what are some great albums you listened to in 2020? Because I have a couple. I'll let you go first.
Shot in the Dark.
That's the song, but yeah, the album Power Up.
Power Up. Yeah, I'm kind of stupid.
Should I go over? I mean, I'll go first so I can remind you of some of the albums that came out this year because you might have forgotten them. But yeah, I actually made a whole list of my favorite albums. And of course, Gigaton was number 1 because, of course, it is fantastic. I'm sure you agree with that too, Miles. Is it your favorite album of the year?
That was something spectacular, and I still can only name 2 songs off that album.
I mean, that's 2 Miles's. we have different music listening ears. I remember everything immediately. I can talk about it. I can bring it back up. I remember it. But Miles, on the other hand, nothing. This dude had to take notes to review an album when we were doing album reviews. He had to like write out a track by track note to read off when we were
I
posting.
still have an issue with that.
Yeah, I know. But Gigaton came out this year. It's fantastic. I don't want to address the controversy yet. Marilyn Manson released We Are Chaos this year.
Yeah, that's a fun.
And my video that I recorded to then upload of my top 5 albums of the year, after this whole situation that has played out these past couple days, that video does not, it didn't age very well with me bringing up We Are Chaos because I just, there's some shit going on. If you don't know what's going on, we will discuss it later. But there's some serious shit going on with Manson, and it's pretty fucked. Ozzy released Ordinary Man with the song featuring Elton John, or the title track. I remember when that came out, dude, and I fucking loved that thing. It was so good, and the whole album was great. One of my favorites of the year. We talked about Power Up briefly, but that was a great AC/DC album. AC/DC is AC/DC, and they just are gonna do AC/DC things until the day they decide to retire. They're AC/DC. You don't expect like some like magical album experience when you listen to AC/DC. You expect AC/DC. I'm sorry I keep fucking with my hair. I'm trying to grow it out, and it gets a little annoying during this medium phase.
It was that album. Oh my god, it's like the definition of AC/DC in the best way possible. It just brings all their best albums together and smashes it into one. It feels like.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite AC/DC albums. Even though, it could just be the fact that it's the most recent album, but I loved it.
It's spectacular.
And it's a great tribute to Malcolm Young, who passed away. And it's a great album, and I'm glad that Brian Johnson was able to return to AC/DC because he is the heart and soul of the band. My hair is so, I don't know if it's just, I don't know, I can't get it good. Sorry guys, sorry you have to look at it. What else came out this year? There was another one that I had a couple that I only listened to once, and I didn't listen to enough to be like, oh yeah, that's one of my favorite albums of the year. But it wasn't my least favorite album. Like, the new Jimmy Eat World album was good. I just didn't listen to it enough to be like, oh yeah, that's the best, like one of the best albums they've ever released.
Yeah.
I mean,
they came out with what was it? It was like they came out with like some mix of Stone Temple Pilots or something, I think, if I remember right. Was it Perdita or something like that?
Stone Temple Pilots released something?
I think so, yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't keep up to date with Stone Temple Pilots, but there was another fucking album that came out last year. I can't remember it though, and it was good. It was like really good, and I'm forgetting. What was my top? Well, there were live albums that came out last year that were good.
It was a studio album of theirs for Stone Temple Pilots released in February.
Oh, well, I might remember that coming. I never listened to it, but I think I remember that. There was something. Okay, what did I get? Gigaton, We Are Chaos, Power Up, Ozzy, and there was one more good album. I have to look. I have all the albums but 2020 was just
it was interesting.
It was an interesting year because a lot of stuff got oh shit! Oh, I forgot. I was just listening to this today too, and I forgot it came out. The new Pussifer album, Existential Reckoning. Oh, it was perfection. I love Maynard James Keenan. Tool is amazing. Pussifer is amazing, and it was a great album. But yeah, I completely forgot that came out.
The only big one I could think of was Like, Glass Animals, Dreamlands. I thought that was pretty good, and then there was a Hollow one that also came out.
There are a bunch of live albums that came out that I listened to, but nothing really big to mention about except like S&M 2 by Metallica. But 2020 wasn't just a shit year. It was also a year for experiencing things in new ways and experimenting with stuff. And bands did that.
Needing new hobbies.
Oh yeah, that too. But bands did that with doing live streams. Did you watch any of the live streams during the pandemic? Besides, I know we both watched the ones that Eddie Vedder was on that were free, and I paid for the Pearl Jam ones that happened where they were streaming the old concerts.
I didn't really like watch any like big live ones besides the only big one I can think of was that Jack Johnson concert.
The one with Eddie in it, the Kakua Festival.
Yeah,
well, there was also remember One World Together at Home where Eddie played Rivercross and Billy Joe Armstrong came in and did Wake Me Up with September Heads.
There was also the one for Inauguration Day with the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters were on Inauguration Day, and so was Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi. The John Bon Jovi one made me laugh, dude. He just like he's doing a Beatles song, and he was doing like Bon Jovi like leg stomps, and he was like totally fucking 80s, and I was just sitting there laughing.
I'm kind of surprised. You know, they got Bruce Springsteen. I'm surprised Ted Nugent didn't make an appearance.
Isn't Ted Nugent the racist one? Or is that Eric Clapton? Are they both racist?
I think they both are.
So of course they're not going to make a fucking appearance, Mom. But dude, the boss, Bruce Springsteen. I get that's your joke, Miles. I get that your joke was silly, but the boss, Bruce Springsteen, was there. That one was awesome. I remember the Foo Fighters acoustic performance at the. I don't know if you watched. That one was fucking fantastic. At the. Where was it? I don't remember, but that one was good. And then I paid for a Foo Fighters concert. I have the poster. I still need to get a frame for it, but I got a poster for that too. That concert was good. The set list was just not very good. But then around the same time as that one, there was a Primus one. And that Primus one happened to consist of, I believe it was 4 songs. 3 of them they hadn't played since 2000, so it's 20 years. They played those 3. It might have been 2, or it might have been 3 songs. 2 they hadn't played since 2000, and 1 they had never played live before. And they decided to whip out all this anti-pop shit, which is the album that Les Claypool has gone on record saying he fucking hates. They finally whipped it all out, and it was awesome to hear live. Like when they announced live stream, I knew I was like, dude, this is gonna be good. And then all the anti-pop shit starts coming on. My mom doesn't know any of it. She wanted to watch because Primus is her favorite band. I don't know if I've said this before. Primus is her favorite band. My mom loves Primus. So I was like, all right, this would be a fun family bonding experience. You know, watch the Primus concert. She didn't know any of the shit past, like, I don't even think, did they, I'm trying to remember, but I know they did, I think they did Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. I know they did Sailing Seas of Cheese, Mr. Crinkle. She knew like that shit. She knows Seas of Cheese and Pork Soda, but anti-pop stuff and the newer stuff, I loved it. She didn't know it. Yeah, Primus is one of my favorite bands.
Oh.
Pussifer. What?
There was another album we forgot to, repress of it that came out, but 2020 Primus Suck on This.
Mine's in the other. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that counts. I'm not going to talk about vinyl releases, but Suck on This. It's a great live album. Great live album. What was I going on about? Oh, Pussifer, the day that Existential Reckoning came out, they did a live stream. It wasn't a live stream. That one was pre-recorded. The Foo Fighters one was an actual live event, like the one that we picked. That one is one of my. I'm so sorry. I keep fucking burping. I should not drink the Coke for the podcast anymore. But the Foo Fighters one was completely like an actual live concert experience. The other ones were pre-recorded and uploaded. But the Pussifer one was really good theatrically. And the album was great too. So that one was good. Yeah, that was 2020 as a whole. The live streams, the albums, everything just kind of happened.
Something for sure.
And can you believe it's been a year since, like, so I think it was it might have been last week or 2 weeks ago, was a year since Dance of the Clairvoyants was released. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but I vividly remember the day it came out and me telling you, I was like, dude, new Pearl Jam song! Oh my God, wow! I don't think you listened to it for like a week after it came out, but uh, that song was great. But just to think that last year,
We were in the
I checked, like I got like the Snapchat thing that was like a year ago today. I think this was on Saturday, and it was when I won, not won, when I entered the 10 Club lottery and got my floor seats for the show that got postponed. Like, it's so depressing seeing that. I was like, dude, just think a year ago, I was so naive and thought I was going to go see Pearl Jam live.
I know.
Like, I would consider that the second time. I consider the Eddie Vedder concert. I consider that Pearl Jam technically. He played a shit ton of Pearl Jam songs, so I consider that Pearl Jam to extent. Speaking of Pearl Jam, this is one of the fun activities I have planned for the podcast. Get excited, Miles. Let me make sure I get this all set up properly and not Weezer and Radiohead anymore. Ready? I don't think you're ready for this. Drum roll, please. We're gonna do a tier list, Miles.
Oh my God, not the fucking tier list.
Here's the thing. Since this is the first episode of the podcast, I want them to know our stance on the Pearl Jam discography, because there will be a lot of times where we mention this band throughout the fucking podcast lifespan, whether it's a month, a week, or this is the only episode. Pearl Jam will take up the majority of the time. So let's get our stances set early. What are you watching?
You'll see. There we go.
The Yule log! The Yule log!
The Yule log!
Oh, that was I love the Yule log. Okay, Miles. Let's get a little controversial here. Where would you put 10? What tier, Miles?
Which is the lowest? Well, I'm not saying put it in C, because I'm thinking of other stuff for the lowest.
No. Here's my thing. What did I just do? Subaru Superstar Chandler.
Holy shit.
I don't want Subaru. Okay, here's my thing. I specifically picked the 10 Redux cover for the tier list for a reason. 10 Redux is 1,000 times better than regular 10. If this was regular 10 in there, from the production alone, that goes like B. But because I think the Redux, I want to put it in A. Because I have S is deserving of those certain albums. Like Versus. Versus is S. But you know what else is S? Vitology. But Vitology goes above Versus. Vitology don't go behind Versus. Do you agree so far, Miles? So I can edit if you would like.
I feel like Versus should be moved down one.
Okay.
It's in
better or worse than 10 though? Better, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, 10's the album that got us into Pearl Jam. Like, it's the album that got everyone into Pearl Jam. So I think it deserves to be up there in some form. However, I think a lot of the albums that followed it are better. Speaking of better, motherfucking No Code S tier. S.
What do you mean?
It's No Code.
It's like a BC range.
What? No. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Lyle. Just saying that pissed me off. Well, Yield is above Vitology. I'll just go ahead and move that out of the way now so we can get that out of the way. Do you really want me to move No Code down? I don't feel comfortable doing that, Miles. I'm the one who controls the balance. I don't feel comfortable putting No Code. How about Vitology goes down to like D?
No.
How would that make you feel, bastard?
Put it down at least one. No Code's not that perfect.
Okay. Yes, it is. Okay,
no.
Well, I'd feel more comfortable if I added. I keep fucking burping. I'd feel more comfortable if I added an S plus tier. Let's just assume, okay, so S is S plus, A is A, or S, oh my god, you're fucking burping. Okay, S is S plus, A is S, B is A, C is B, and D is C. Nothing will go past B though, in my opinion. Nothing will go past B. Oh, I can edit it. Okay. Ooh, 1 second, Miles. Okay. S. Where's the plus sign on this keyboard? S plus. Should I go S plus, S minus, S minus minus S? That's my opinion on that.
S and a half.
S and a half. I don't think anything for me. Nothing will go past B. I need all these pop-up ads to get out of it. I know Riot Act for you would go past B, Miles. I don't agree with that. I think Riot Act deserves to be.
It's so terrible.
Shut your mouth. All right. Waiting for it to load. Waiting for it to load. This might have been a bad idea to try to change it. Give it a second. I feel more comfortable having S plus there because that's for the select albums. That way I don't feel bad for putting no code down at A. Didn't even fucking update.
Put it down to A. It's not as good. Well, I would put it where B is and move Pearl Jam up one, move 10 up one.
Okay, so here's the real question. Above or below verses?
Below verses. Absolutely below verses.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that. I feel uncomfortable putting no code that low, but I guess, this is a joint album ranking. Binaural, S, right?
B or A range?
Ooh, no. See, this is why I can't do it. I can't, mentally, if I try to put fucking binaural down any lower than S, I can't do that. But for you, I'll put it above verses and A tier.
That's fine.
C.
C.
Yeah,
C.
I don't. Can it
C.
just be like tail end of B?
No. C.
I disagree with this. Don't take this out of context. Me saying that Riot Act deserves C. Why don't we do this? Wait, I have a better idea so you don't fuck me over. I'm going to do my ranking, take all of them out, and then you can do yours, okay? Versus no code. No, versus binaural, no code. Or yield binaural, no code. Versus Vitology. 10, Riot Act right there. I'm going to do something a little wacky and wild here, Miles. Are you ready? Avocado second.
Well, I like avocado.
Wait. It gets weirder. Binaural or backspacer third.
I'm still cool with it.
No. All right. Maybe 4. Wait. It gets weirder. Lightning bolt in S tier. But I think I'd put lightning bolt. Those are tied. Lightning bolt and backspacer are tied. Wait. Gigaton? Where does that one go? Fuck. I don't know where to put Gigaton. This one's hard. I was trying to go for a thing here. Because it's not, I don't know if it's better than binaural. I don't think any albums are, but I don't know if it's better. I mean, I'm inclined to put it, I feel bad for having no code all the way back here too. I think no code goes right there. Then I also feel bad for having 10 so low. And I feel bad for having verses down there. I think Vitology should be up a little bit, and maybe Riot Act right there. Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I have devised the perfect tier list for Pearl Jam albums.
Oh, fuck. All right.
None of these, this isn't ranked in any order. These are all just an S tier. I changed my mind. This is just They're all equal. Miles, what does your S tier look like? I know Vitology is up there, number one.
Let's see. It goes Vitology. This is hard.
This is S tier. Vitology. I know Riot Act will be in like C or D models for your Riot Act.
D.
D?
D.
It's C.
D.
Fuck you. Okay. Vitology is your number one.
I'll put yield.
Does yield make it to your S tier?
Put a D. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, that was to piss you off.
I know, because yield is my favorite album of all time. Haha, funny.
Put it right behind Vitology, and then
the rest A.
Avocado is good where that is. Put Pearl Jam 10 right after Yields.
Okay.
And then move Lightning Bolt to A.
Good.
Move Versus in front of Avocado.
Yeah.
Move Binaural down one.
Before or after Lightning Bolt?
Before.
Okay.
And then move No Code behind Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
And then move Backspacer up one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that seems about right.
Leave a Gigaton up here?
Yeah, I don't know it too well, but it's a good album from what I've heard.
Okay. Besides the placing of Riot Act, I can get behind this. I can get behind that. I'm fine with that.
You're not fine with it.
No, the only thing I would change is I'd move Binaural up to S tier. I'd move Lightning Bolt up to S tier. I'd move No Code up to S tier, and I'd move Riot Act up to S tier. I think those slight changes make it complete for me.
To make it all even.
Yeah. Even flow.
Fuck you.
I know. I that was so fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's one of my least, like, in all serious, that's one of my least favorite Pearl Jam songs. Even flow.
What?
Even Flow and Last Kiss are the two Pearl Jam songs that I like the least.
No.
Well, I mean, the weird shit like Whale Song and, actually Whale Song's the only one I can think of. But
there's a song called Whale Song.
You don't know? Oh, you never listened to Lost Dogs. I never fucking introduced you to Lost Dogs. Oh.
I know what Lost Dogs is, and
But you don't know all the gems that Lost Dogs holds, like Sweet Lou and fucking Whale Song, Whale Song is sung by Jack Irons, who was the drummer during No Code, and Yield, who also happened to be the Red Hot Chili Peppers drummer during Uplift Mofo Party Plan, and he was also the original Chili Peppers drummer.
I'm really surprised we haven't done this tier for either Red Hot Chili Peppers or Van Halen or Kiss.
Miles, this tier list, this is not the last time that the tier list will show up on the podcast. Don't worry, Miles. The next episode, we can discuss which one to do. I want to do an Iron Maiden tier list, but not like album. I want to do a tier list of the songs on like Number of the Beast or something, like one of the albums. That's where I think an Iron Maiden tier list would end up being. All right, I think that brings us to the big topic that we're going to probably discuss for a while. And I feel like this is going to go off more so from just talking about this specific situation to talking about the Me Too movement as a whole, to then talking about the credibility of certain claims, to then going on and talking about separating the art from the artist. Miles is raising his standing desk up. We have finally made it to the point, and we're going to talk about this for a while, and it looks like, all right, so it's about 5:39. My good friend, Miles' good friend, our good friend, Mason, is a huge fan of a particular person that happens to be in the middle of something right now. I don't know why I'm beating around the bush for this, but Mason will join us. We'll take a quick break. Mason will join us in a while, and we will discuss more in depth what's going on. But I'm going to stop beating around the bush. An artist that I used to admire, an artist that thought made some of the best music of the 90s, made Hollywood one of my favorite albums of the 2000s. Not really, I'm over exaggerating. He's not one of my favorite artists of all time, but he is, I very much enjoyed him. I'm, of course, talking. There's the printer just started printing, but I don't know what's going on. Did I do something, or is it like someone faxing the printer? So I think
I'm faxing some messages over to you.
I'll probably use this. Okay. He was an artist that I used to think highly of. I used to think he's cool. He's got some good music. And I used to think that he was a nice guy. Like behind being a like crazy stage persona, I thought he was a nice, normal human being. Apparently, all the the stage persona and the lyrics of the music were based on real life. And in case you don't know what's going on, Marilyn Manson, iconic shock rocker, is being accused by multiple women of a shitload of things. I see Miles doing some Googling. I'm guessing, are you looking up the allegations?
Sure.
What are you looking up?
Huh?
What are you looking up? I see your screen light up.
I'm trying to get a foot stand for my standing desk because my feet hurt.
So sit down. You've established that you can lower the desk, Miles. So what? Wait, foot stand, like the thing where you like go like this with your feet?
Yeah, I'm one of those, the balance ones.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking. That'd be hilarious. The pod. Hey guys, me Miles.
How you doing?
Sorry, we're just trying to lighten the mood, talking about this fucking crazy thing. I'm gonna go get my Marilyn Manson shirts and vinyl and burn them all. Be right back. No, but and we will discuss. We will discuss separating the art from the artist. Of course, we will discuss that momentarily. But I just want to bring up everything that he's been accused of real fast. And I want to talk about the fucking idiots who are defending his ass. Like, I know a lot of fans are in denial, and I would be too if I was a bigger fan of him. But you got to admit that the dude's fucked up. Like what he did, based on what I've heard, and based on the fact that the people who are accusing him aren't just some random girl that are claiming they dated him. These are women that he openly dated. And if you go back on some interviews, there's some crazy fucking shit he said about them. He said he wanted to beat one of their heads in with a fucking baseball bat. I think at that point, you hear the allegations and then you read that interview, you're like, yeah, he abused them. But the people who are accusing him are also famous people who he dated. They're not looking for fame. They're not looking for likes on Instagram. In fact, the main person who accused him at first refused to say his name for the past couple of years. I think it's been 2018 maybe is when she started the allegations. Just said someone she dated when she was 19 and he was 40. Most people assumed it was Manson. Yesterday, she posted on Instagram officially stating, yeah, it was Manson. And then like 5 other girls came out and were like, yeah, Manson was very abusive emotionally and physically to us, and recounted all these tales about Manson being abusive. And then the record label dropped him. And then he came up with some half-assed, terrible, stupid response that just made everything worse for him. And then now we're here where me and Miles are going to discuss what we think about this whole situation. But first, I want to bring up this Me Too movement. When it is a credible woman, when it is a credible person, I think we should every Me Too, everyone who accuses a celebrity or accuses someone of something this big, sexual assault, harassment, whatever it may be, they we should look into it. But I think the people who are doing this should keep it on the down low because in the we're 1 second, I'm just gonna pause. All right, sorry about the quick pause. I my mother was calling me.
Good old mommy's calling him.
Mom's calling me. I don't like your creepy smirks all the time, Miles. They just aren't good for the podcast shit. Like it's just you don't even have to say anything weird. It's like his mom's calling me. Miles, I'm gonna smile now. No, but back to the weird Manson shit. So he okay, what was I saying before about the record label dropped and all the shit. And now we come in, we're gonna talk about this. But separating the art from the artist is important. Because I mean, horrible, terrible people like Trump supporters can make good music. I'm sorry, I had to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Trump supporters. I thought that was kind of funny. Miles isn't very amused by it. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I was making a joke, but the joke's kind of ruined now. So you can laugh at it.
Ha 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 ha.
So I said, all right, now pay attention, Miles, so you can laugh this time. I just want you to laugh. I don't care about the podcast at this point. So I was like, separate the art from the artist. Terrible, horrible people can make good music. Like, for example, Trump supporters. And then I was expecting you to get like a huge laugh and be like, funny one. And I was like, I'm just kidding. That's not how it worked out. It kind of worked out as I seemed like an asshole who thinks that Trump supporters are horrible people. It's supposed to be kind of funny. Didn't really work out. Anywho, you have to separate the art from the artist. But it takes some time. Like, in all seriousness, when you find out that someone, I'm talking like, I never idolized Manson. I knew that he was a shady person from the beginning. But when you're someone who grew up listening to his music and you hold him on this pedestal and you look up to him and then you find this shit out, it takes some time to separate the art from the artist, but then you can do it. For example, I still haven't reached the point where I can watch that 70s show because I heard that the person who played Hyde, I think he went to jail recently. I can't remember if he went to jail or if he was just being accused, but he may or may not have raped a couple people while they were recording the show.
Oh, excuse me?
Just in the time frame, not during the show he raped people, but yeah, he's like a Scientologist or some shit. But you just got to separate the art from the artist. And that's what I was saying. But it takes time. Like, I will not be able to listen to Manson's music for a while now that I heard the shit. Like, we knew it was coming, but still just the shock of reading a fucking news article that says famed shock rocker Marilyn Manson accused of abusing women. It's just something about it just seems weird. Like, knowing a celebrity and being a fan of someone and then having that
just come up.
Yeah, like everyone before this, I wasn't really a fan of. Like, I wasn't oh shit, dude, that guy? But now it's someone I'm like, oh, Manson? No way.
What has he said about these allegations?
I explained that his response was terrible. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up again because in all seriousness, it's the worst possible thing he could have responded with. I'm going to pull this up real fast. Read it to you guys. He responded by saying, you're going to get loud. Obviously, my art and my life have long been magnets for controversy. And immediately after reading the first sentence, I was like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like, he literally ruined it for himself by saying, like, he's basically saying, oh, woe is me. Everyone blames me for everything. I did nothing wrong. No, Manson, you did something very wrong. But these recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners. regardless of how and why others are choosing to misinterpret the past. That is the truth.
Do you want to read what actress Evan Rachel Wood?
Evan Rachel Woods is the one. I already read her post. She's the main one. She's the one that has been talking about this for years now, but she never dropped a name. She was just like, it's one of the people that I dated when I was 19. He was 40, and he abused me. And there were a couple people back then, so we're like, it's one of them. We all assumed it was Manson.
Did you read her quote though that she put?
Yeah, when she posted it on Instagram. But you can read it if you want. The audience, I don't know if the audience read it. So.
He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. She wrote, I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silenced.
And then shortly after her post, a bunch of other people came out. And shortly after all that, like very shortly after, like very fast, the record label dropped him. And then earlier today, a congressman said that the FBI should fucking open an investigation on his ass. What? Like that all moved way too fast. Like in 2 days, they're already discussing opening an FBI investigation on Manson. Sorry, the garage is shutting. I don't know if you can hear that, but the garage is pretty loud. But they're already opening an FBI investigation on the guy. Like, okay, dude, this must be serious at this point if they're opening an FBI investigation on him. I don't know. I hope. I know it's true. It's true. Like, there's no denying it, and everyone who's saying like, well, maybe she's lying, they're in denial. They just don't want to believe that Manson could have done something like this. But literally all the evidence, interviews, ways he's acted in real life, his book, his music videos, just his whole persona, everything about him points to, yes, he is capable of doing something like this. And yes, he did it.
He's a
And
fucking
I feel bad for people who are lifelong Manson fans or people who have been fans longer than I have, such as Mason, who will join us later. I feel bad that their whole world has just been shattered. It's just, I don't know. It's the same feeling I would get if. So I read Anthony Kiedis' book over the summer, in which he recounts some crazy drug-filled stories. One of which happened to be where he had, and this is going to get a little, sorry, folks, this is going to get a little touchy subject, but he had sex with a girl. He did not know her age, didn't ask. She was 14 or 16, 15. Something like that, underage, of course. He didn't know at first. She then told him. He proceeded to do it again. So we know about that, and this is a similar situation where we know that Manson has threatened her before. But if Anthony Kiedis was revealed by a victim as a full-on sexual predator, like that, for me, would be like what these Manson fans are going through right now, where they're just like, what the fuck, the world is over. Like, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, it'd be hard to listen to them, but I would get over it and, separate the art from the artist. The Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's not really art. I mean,
in my words, listening to which album was it? Other Side?
Californication. Stadium Arcade.
In my words of Californication.
During Around the World, are you talking ding ding dong dong ding, that part?
In my words, I was stupid and did not know the Chili Peppers too well. in quote, I called it a shitty version or a shitty remix of Beastie Boys.
Miles called him Beast. Now Miles is a Chili Peppers fan. He has Stadium Arcadium on vinyl. He's cool. Um, but yeah, no, like Red Hot Chili Peppers aren't like super highbrow, super sophisticated. And neither is Manson. But I mean, you know, it's not like Red Hot Chili Peppers are fucking classically trained jazz musicians. They're Flea plays trumpet, so I take that back. However, you know what I mean. And by them not being talented musicians, Flea is very talented. John Frusciante is very, very, very talented. One of the greatest guitar players ever. Chad Smith is one of the greatest drummers ever. Anthony Kiedis is just kind of there. He's
I love how
yeah, chills there.
our band basically shit and then just name off how amazing they are.
What?
I love how you just name off how shitty the band is and then name every member that's good in that band.
Except Anthony Kiedis. Anthony, I know you're not watching this. Anthony, if you're watching this, you're awesome. We love you, Anthony. You're hilarious.
Get the fucking pedo stash.
You're a genius. Shave the pedo stash, Anthony.
Get the fucking pedo stash off.
You are a genius lyricist. No, yeah. You're okay lyricist. You're no Eddie Vedder, but you're good. Feel bad now, dude. Anthony. I mean, Other Side is a genius song. Californication has some great lyrics. Scar Tissue. Yeah, he's a good lyricist. All right, Anthony, I take it back. But you've had some pretty fucking stupid moments, dude. I don't know why I'm talking directly to Anthony Kiedis as if he's just sitting right there. And I don't know how we got off on this Chili Peppers tangent. Let's get back to the subject at hand. I have talked for a little bit about this mouse. I want to know your opinion on separating art from the artist. Because, I mean, you know, has there been any situation where you find something out you don't want to find out about a certain band or a certain musician? Like, I don't know, finding out Eric Clapton is racist or something. Does it make it hard to listen to you, or does it make it like, can you separate easily? Like, be like,
I mean, this is a hot take for me, but I'm more in for the music. So whatever happens in their
well, that's not a hot take. That's what I've been saying the whole time.
whatever happens in their personal life, I don't give two fucks about. It's not my issue.
Yeah.
If the music is good, it's good. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. And like me being more of a liberal, when I find out that a musician either A, supports Trump or B, is conservative, Miles is on the phone now. I don't care. It's their personal beliefs. That's separating art from the artist. You know what I mean? And you know, I mean, that's not as serious as someone beating women. You know, being a Trump supporter is not even close to the same level as what Manson is accused of doing. However, I mean, it's just the best way I can think about phrasing this, you know. That's the best I can do. Like when I found out that he was a Trump supporter, I forgot. I don't know. Doesn't matter, you know, especially politics. I don't care unless they're pushing their politics in the music. That's why, I mean, Pearl Jam's my favorite band, but I don't know if I would love them nearly as much if they were pushing conservative beliefs instead of their liberal beliefs. Because I agree with that, so I can enjoy Eddie taking jabs at Bush and Eddie taking jabs at Trump. Same with Green Day when they were taking jabs at Bush and when they took jabs at Trump when they did the Back in the USA. But if a different band is pushing conservative beliefs, I don't want to listen to that song. That's different than separating art from the artist, because that's the artist's opinion seeping into the music. If you don't want to listen to Pearl Jam because they have songs like 7 O'Clock and songs like Bush Leaguer, you're conservative, then yeah, you don't want to listen to them for that reason. But if you don't want to listen to a band specifically because they're conservative, but they never mention anything about it in their music. Like Slayer, for instance. I'm pretty sure the lead singer of Slayer is a conservative Trump supporter.
What
I
are
can
some,
still listen to Slayer because it's Slayer, it kicks ass, and they aren't pushing their political beliefs on it.
what
The
are some
different
bands
sorry,
anyway?
what?
What are some of the conservative bands out there anyway?
Well,
Besides
not
Ted-
all of Slayer. Slayer was a bad. I don't think all of Slayer is conservative, just the singer and bassist. But I don't know really. I know Eric Clapton is heavily racist. Like
Ted
I,
Nugent.
Ted Nugent as well, heavily racist.
I'm pretty sure John Mellencamp is a conservative.
Well, you expect it's like that's like me being like, oh man, dude, there's this country artist I listen to, but he's like heavily conservative, deep south.
What
No,
about Dolly Parton? That one I've been confused on.
where am I? I don't know many conservative bands. I mean, there's. I'm pretty sure the lead singer of Metallica, James Hetfield, is conservative. I know the lead singer of Megadeth is conservative. I think. But I've known people who have changed. You know, maybe some of these musicians who at one point were conservative after what they voted for Trump in 2016, and then after what we've had the past 4 years. Actually, no. If you voted for Trump in 2016, I don't think you change your mind really if you're a Trump supporter. Like, I don't think any Trump supporter has ever been like, you know what? Maybe he isn't that good. Maybe he is kind of a piece of shit. I have never heard. This is getting too political. I'm sorry, but I don't know. That was just the best analogy I can think of, where it's like a political belief. I can separate that from the music. The difference in this case, certain Manson songs, yes, I can separate what he did and listen to like Beautiful People or songs off Mechanical Animals. However, songs where he discusses violent or abusive topics, especially, there are certain songs that are like certain songs that are about Evan Rachel Wood. I don't know if I'd be able to listen to those anymore. It's hard at that point. But when you separate it from songs that aren't about the topic, then yeah, like conservatives who take Pearl Jam, they like the earlier work before they were super political, and they can separate that music they grew up with that isn't too political from the anti-Bush, anti-Trump stuff. It's similar to that, where I can listen to songs like The Beautiful People, still vibe out, it's still a bop, it's still a great song, and just ignore the fact of what he did. And that is an important thing to learn how to do. Because you could just hate the person, never want to listen to whatever they do, never want to watch any movies with them if they're an actor, or you can just kind of ignore it and appreciate them as an artist instead of a person. All right, so back to the subject at hand. I just had to cut a shit ton of stuff out because Miles name dropped 2 people from our school, and then before that, he was fucking putting weird ass pictures as his background. And I have to cut all that shit out now. But you just gotta separate art from the artist. That's all I gotta say about that. And I want to talk. Did I already talk about the Me Too movement?
Yes.
I know I did, but you have to trust. But in my opinion, ladies, if you're going through shit that you need to confess, or you need to tell to the world, hey, this person abused me. First off, if they didn't actually abuse you, don't lie about it. Second off, keep it on the down low, because in the off chance where everything works out and you were just misinterpreting something, I don't know, if he said a mean thing to you and you thought that he was threatening you, keep it on the down low, discuss it with them, discuss it with the law, whatever. Just don't fucking go out and post on Twitter, he abused me. Because if you're lying,
You're going to get
or you don't entirely know what happened, or be like, I saw him abuse her, and you don't know entirely what happened, you could ruin this whole person's career without intending to. And
Oh
you
yeah,
just,
we will
which
fuck up big time.
this doesn't fit entirely in with the Marilyn Manson situation because he is fucking guilty. There is no doubt in my mind that this man is guilty. But if it's someone who isn't guilty and you just fucking say, he abused her, I saw him, you're ruining the person's career without, any evidence. And but I mean, I'm not discrediting Me Too as a movement. It's a fucking fantastic thing. These people need to be held accountable. Like, they need to be held accountable. Even Manson, like, even someone that people look up to, which all celebrities, there's at least someone who looks up to a person, like a celebrity. They need to be held accountable for shitty stuff that they did. And as a huge Pearl Jam fan, I know this is going to be a bad example because Eddie is like completely innocent. Like, he's one of the nicest human beings ever. But as a huge Pearl Jam fan, if rumors popped up about Eddie being whatever it may be, I don't know, if Eddie did something, I would be saying the same thing. Just because I'm a fan doesn't mean like I don't think the person needs to be held accountable. I'm a Manson fan. Like, not a huge Manson fan, but I'm a Manson fan, and he needs to be held accountable for what he did. All right, sorry guys. I just want to do one quick mini outro leading into the break because Mason will be joining us any minute now to discuss his feelings on the matter. And I think this was a successful first episode, besides the chunk that I'm going to have to cut out, but I hope taught Miles a lesson. And I will definitely cut it out this time for real. Like, I'm not going to do what I usually do with podcasts. This time, for real, this will be uploaded.
Hopefully.
Miles fucked it up. But next time, better, I hope. Anyway, this is I dropped my pencil. I don't know why I'm just holding this, dude. There's no point. It's what I wrote in the notes for the episode. This has been successful, and we're just going to hold off and wait for Mason to show up any minute. He said he was going to take a shower real fast, and then he'll join. And yeah, that's that. And we'll be back to discuss with Mason momentarily. I'm not going to say thank you for listening yet because the podcast isn't over. However,
we'll be back.
All right, we're back. Mason's here. Took a little break, but Mason was a Manson fan before I was. Miles doesn't count. Miles isn't a fan. But I wanted to bring in someone who was a fan to hear what they have to say about this whole situation.
So, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's a good.
I'm very disappointed to find this out, just because, when I was first starting out on guitar, let me turn my gain up a little bit. When I was first starting out on guitar, I learned a lot of Marilyn Manson riffs, and that's what really kind of got me going. Okay, that Metallica.
Yep.
But now, I can't really. Oh, it's calling me. Hold on, my brother's calling. I'm sorry. Continue the conversation. Hello?
So I see where he's going here. It's
That's what they do. Я ты нахуй, сука. Why it's a cool club? Кошка.
interesting.
Да.
Topic.
Кошка. Нет. Вот по-моему, parce que j'ai fait quelque chose maintenant. Non, j'ai fait quelque chose maintenant, je peux pas. Non. Parce que je sais pas ce que... Ok, d'accord.
I thought it was Russian for a second. It's French.
It was Russian. Now it's then turned into French.
Anyways, that's right. Okay.
I'm gonna turn my light down a little bit because I'm kind of blinding here.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can separate art from the artist, but there's still a huge disappointment that comes when you find out that someone you like look up to is
That is
shitty
major
fucking
disappointment.
human. And I know you believe the accusations because they seem very, legit, and there's a lot of evidence that points towards yes. But there is a small subsection of fans that are in denial and thinking that she's lying.
Well,
And
obviously, there's going to be that.
they're idiots. I mean, like, you can't look at the situation. You can't look at past interviews. You can't read the one interview where he said he wanted to bash your head with a fucking baseball bat and think, oh, yeah, he's fine. This is fine. He's not
Yeah, because he's totally been mentally sane this whole time.
Yeah, and here, like, of all people, I think Manson was just so, like, we all knew that he was crazy.
We kind of all knew he was batshit crazy from the very get-go. So,
but that made it honestly more surprising that someone who is like, of course, if let's say Anthony Kiedis got outed because me and Miles were talking about this, bro. Let's say he got outed as like a child predator or something. That is like shocking and surprising. Like, even though he talked about it in his book, he was 20, she was 16 or whatever. But it would be extremely shocking with him. With Manson, I feel like it's so, like, you kind of expect it, that something at some point is going to happen where it's like, yeah, he did something fucked up. But then when it actually comes out, you're just like, oh, he actually did. Like, what the fuck? And the FBI possibly going to be investigating him and shit. That's just wow. Like, what if he goes to jail?
Yeah, I'm curious as to what they're going to find, because that would be like the true verdict. Like, you wouldn't be able to argue that what the FBI finds.
With all the shit that he said about her and all the shit that is out in the public about their relationship, I don't want to fucking know what's hidden that the FBI is going to have to reveal.
Well, they're gonna reveal it though, because
it's
a public thing now.
And it's not like it's just one woman who's like doing this. Like, it's not like it was one period in his life where he was like fucked up on drugs and did this shit. It was like 5 or 6 different women who were like, yeah, he's fucking psycho.
It's crazy shit.
We were talking about this at school. Do you think and I know this is a little off, but do you think he's gonna kill himself? Like, I seriously thought that. Like, the first thing I thought when she name dropped him, I was like, he's gonna kill himself. Like,
he's gonna kill himself.
Because that's something he would do.
I feel like that's something he would do as well.
He doesn't want to live life in prison. And I don't know, would he get life in prison for the shit he did? I think because
it's unlikely, just because of
he has good lawyers.
I mean, it's rape, but it's also abuse, but it's also mental and physical.
It's domestic assault as well as all a bunch of domestic charges is what he's going to get. He's going to get a bunch of domestic charges along with sexual assault charges, rape charges, and stuff like that. If that part's true, which I'm guessing it's probably true. But yeah, he's going to get all that and likely get a lot of time in prison, but his lawyers are going to be able to talk that down. He's going to pay like a $15 million bail or something like that. And then he's going to go to prison for like 2 years.
And then his career's done.
His career's done. He has a career.
One of the first questions asked in the Marilyn Manson subreddit when all the shit went down and all the accusations started flying, someone literally went in and was like, hey, so do you think the price of the old vinyl is going to drop on eBay?
Oh my God.
Okay, dude, yeah. But his career's done. And I was like, that's sad. I don't think he'll have another album. I don't think so after this.
No,
unless he
kind of screwed.
Somehow recovers from it. And I think he partially screwed himself with his statement. Like, his statement just didn't seem sincere, and it also didn't seem.
Yeah, I don't know who let him post that, because he's gonna have a not marketing, I don't know what they're called. His social media advisors. They're going to, exactly. They're gonna advise him as to what he should do, but I don't think that was the best thing to advise him on, because
if someone wrote that for him, I think he should fire them and find someone else, because that was the most shitty, half-assed apology I've ever heard. Like,
that was fucking terrible.
you know your career's done. So just own up to it and be like, hey, I fucked up in the past. I was on a lot of drugs. I didn't know right or wrong. It doesn't excuse it, but at least you have
It at
a
least makes it a little bit better.
more sincere. Like, it's not like, I don't know. My question is, he currently, he got married last year. Does his wife know about this shit? Or
Probably.
is she a part of it? Like, is she being abused now too?
I was wondering that earlier. I was like, I kind of like went on her Instagram to see if she posted anything about any of this, and there's nothing.
Probably passionate.
She had to have known. Like, you can't marry someone and have like years and years of abuse just slide under your radar. Like, you at some point you have to find something out, or even the public shit. Like, I mean, I don't know, maybe he used his mind tricks he used on the other girls on her, and
Had some
she's
Jedi
doing the same
mind
shit
tricks.
now.
Jedi
mind tricks.
God damn.
I don't know who would marry him now. He looks like fat Nicolas Cage mixed with like I don't know. Like, have you, like, recently he looks like his face looks like Nicolas Cage for some reason. I don't know.
I look like Nicolas Cage?
No, Manson.
Oh, Manson. I thought you said I look like Nicolas Cage. I was like, why are you right?
No, you don't look like Nicolas Cage. Manson looks like Nicolas Cage. I don't know. It's just, it's sad that it all just, like, that just shows the world we live in now, that you build up this empire, you're this huge fucking public figure, and then you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
It's been around for
one Instagram post, you're done.
You're fucked.
And I mean, if it was the difference between this and some other Me Too things that I've seen, is that this is a legit, real person who we know dated Manson. This is 5 legit people we know dated Manson. There's always the weird Twitter account that shows up and is like, this celebrity abused me when we were dating, and it's some person, like, no celebrity, someone we don't even know. A famous actress, Evan Rachel Wood, and other girls that were, known for dating Manson, and that just adds more credibility to the fact that this is real in a sense.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of where this could possibly go.
I think I see a couple options coming. One, the FBI. I think tomorrow we're going to get more information, not on what happened, but I think we're going to get information like the FBI is officially investigating. Like, I think that's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. I don't, because I wouldn't say that normally, but with how fast it moved for someone to be like, hey, FBI, look into him, like, it was the day after it happened. Like, I don't know if
wasn't it a congressman that called?
Yeah, a congress. Why does the congressman have against Marilyn Manson? He's like, look into him. But
that's kind of weird.
I think I see this going 2 ways. FBI starts looking into him, and finds the shit he has. Here's the thing that could come out of. Have you heard the story about Groupie? His film. Have you heard the story about Groupie, Manson's film that he made?
I have not.
It's like okay, so I have heard his PR team in the 90s, he made a movie called Groupie. PR team in the 90s let him release it. It's basically a rape film with him and like friends or something. And I think that will see the light of day now with all this shit. Like, I think the FBI will drag it out and we might be.
What do you mean by rape film?
Like, it's apparently like the darkest thing he's done. Like, it's fucking like apparently really fucked up. Like, okay, so the only clip that is supposedly from it that has surfaced isn't video clip, but on Smells Like Children, there's an interlude called Fuck Frankie, where it's just like a girl moaning and saying fuck Frankie, right? That is apparently from the film, and it's like some weird BDSM shit that was locked away in his vault since the 90s and never saw the light of day. And apparently, I don't know. But that could be one of the fucked up things that shows back up. Like, I don't know, but
that's chilling.
I see this going. He's either going to go to jail, which, correctly, he can go to jail still, right? Even though it was like 20 years ago, he can still.
Oh yeah. I mean, Harvey Weinstein went to jail for his shits.
Yeah, and so Bill Cosby and stuff.
Bill Cosby. So did.
And there's got to be more recent occasions of this that he's done recently. Like, it's not just one occasion. So I don't know. But I see him going to jail. His lawyer team, like you were saying, they get him off a little, they hook him up. Or he kills himself. Like, he seems like the type of person who's going to kill himself.
I mean, with his kind of style and his personality, I mean, well, and the shit he's done, it's pretty, wouldn't be that shocking.
Well, with how mentally stable I've seen him, with his shows where he freaked out on stage and left the stage and didn't come back, all of that, like the complete mental breakdowns. I can't even imagine what he is going through right now. And mark my words, tomorrow morning, headline, Marilyn Manson dead by suicide. I'm telling you.
This is gonna be some conspiracy theory shit. Like, if someone sees, like, if
that shit happens and someone sees this,
your clip, you're fucked.
We're like
I didn't say that.
It's like Courtney Love, guys. No.
Shut the fuck up.
I think, I would not be surprised if the next logical step is he kills himself. It's like, that's not me saying I want him to kill himself. I'm just saying that seems like where he would go next with the way that he is. And it's like when Larry King passed away, I went back and watched his interview with Manson, just to be like, hey, it's Larry King, he's dead, and let's celebrate him. And I put it on. He doesn't seem like a fucking psycho. Like, in every interview I've seen him in, he seems normal. But then you find the weirder interviews and he is a little more unstable. And then you find, like at the concerts, he's fucking crazy. But we all thought it was a persona, right? Like, we all thought, it separates. One is Brian Warner, the man, and the other one is Marilyn Manson, the performer. We thought those were two separate worlds, but apparently not. Like, apparently they're closer than we thought.
Yeah, I watched that Larry King interview as well, like a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And my man Brian's kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I'm just interested to see, so the record label dropped him. I'm interested to see who abandons him next. I mean, or who, like, talks about him next. Because, you think Rob Zombie is going to fucking say something about something Marilyn Manson did? Like, not to him, but something that he saw him do? Do you think that, I don't know, he toured with Alice Cooper? Do you think Alice Cooper's going to come out and be like, yeah, I saw this? I don't know. It's just
they could.
It sucks, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, separate the artist. That's what I kept saying throughout the whole podcast. It just takes time before you can process what happened, process that he's a piece of shit, and then process, okay, maybe I can listen to some of the songs again and be fine with it. Like, the songs that are, violent and about abuse and shit, I don't know if I'll ever be able to listen to those the same way again. Like, just thinking, oh, it's some persona. Like, fucking, I don't know. But
yeah, no, not really.
No, but I can still listen to Beautiful People and fucking Dope Show and be like, yeah, these are good. But, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. Side note, what we and Miles talked about earlier, let's just go. Did you listen to the new Weezer album on Friday? Did you?
I did not.
Okay, well, I've been recommending it to everyone because I was completely shocked when I listened to it today and it wasn't shit. I go as far to say, I messaged in the group chat or whatever, it's some alternate universe where Weezer releases a better album than Green Day. But it's actually, it's better than I thought it would be. And then, I don't know, that's pretty much all we just talked about a couple other things, like favorite albums of the year. Oh, well, Foo Fighters album comes out in like 3 days, which I know you're probably excited for.
Absolutely, I'm excited for that. Love me some new Davey.
I like Conquering Gold. I like Sonic Highways. I miss, like, Wasting Light. I want another Wasting Light. Like, I want something like that. Or, like, even older. Like, I want, like, the first album and Color in the Shape again. But I don't know if that's what we're going to get this time. I'm fine with that. I mean, they can do whatever they want.
I honestly, I don't see it being obviously like with every band. I don't see it being as good as any other of their like albums from early 2000s to past or before that. But
Yeah,
you know, there's the slight chance some bands have done it. It might be better. You don't know.
they were pumping out
So-
classic after classic. And back to Marilyn Manson stuff, let's ignore the allegations. Just pretend it's the music right now. I feel like We Are Chaos was something to that extent where he has been in a slump. And then the last couple albums were good, but then We Are Chaos comes out, and I feel like that was one of his better releases since like since Hollywood probably. That's probably one of the better releases since Hollywood. But there's the rare exceptions. Most of the time when I'm nervous for Metallica's new album. I'm nervous for Megadeth's new album. It's especially those 80s bands, though. The 90s bands, they can pull off a better recent album.
Yeah.
I don't feel so confident for Metallica.
I can't wait to hear what that's gonna sound like, dude.
I heard an interview. I can't remember who it was. Can't remember if it was even real. But I heard somewhere that it could be similar to Lulu in some aspect.
Oh no.
I don't remember where I heard this, but I swear I heard that somewhere, and I don't know. The most interested I am for an album this year, next year, whenever it comes out. Sorry, the garage is very loud.
Okay.
Chili Peppers. John's back in the
Chili
band.
Peppers.
I'm ready. I'm ready to hear just anything, a song, a live stream, anything they do.
I am ready for COVID to be over, and
COVID.
I'm ready to go see the Chili Peppers.
With John. Here's my thing. They should have kept Josh. Like, not kept Josh and not keep John, but you can find a way to fit both of them in.
Exactly, totally. And like they could use two guitars in their new album. I mean,
Like the Stadium Arcadium tour where they brought Josh along towards the end of the tour. Awesome. It's cool seeing those two guys up on stage, and then Josh comes in and replaces him. But I don't know, that they kind of just dick Josh over, and it upsets me because
I think it was kind of fucked up.
And I really hope with quarantine and them not being able to pump out this new album. I mean, they're in the studio working on it, but I wish they would release the unreleased songs they made with Josh before the new John era starts, because
I agree.
I mean those are probably good. Getaway is a great album, and so is I'm With You. Like, they're, for what they are, they're great albums with a different guitarist, and they keep Chili Peppers feel. But that's just me. I hope John didn't lose any of his magic in the past decades.
I really hope so. Which I doubt he has. He's fucking legendary. So
yeah, even his electronic music, like I don't hate it. Like, it's good. I like it. I don't love
it's
it.
not bad. I love his album, The Will to Death.
Yeah, all his earlier solo albums are really good. Like, I love this. That's like, was it Imperium or whatever? I'm trying to remember the name, but that one's.
I don't remember, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can visualize the cover. I don't remember this. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, well, I was talking about Chili Peppers, and then there was one more album that I'm excited for that I know. I mean, you're probably excited for too. The new Maiden album, dude. They're working on it. Like, it's apparently almost done, and that's. I mean, when we saw them, which is probably one of my all-time favorite concerts that I've been to.
That was an amazing concert.
So fucking fun. But Bruce was like, he teased the album. Like, I remember vividly him talking about, like, yeah, we're gonna do an album, and now they're talking about it more, and it's probably gonna happen. So that's one I can't wait for. And Megadeth should be good too. But besides that, I mean, I think that's it for the podcast. We covered all the bases. Mason just joined for the last piece, but we talked about
I was here.
Manson stuff. He was here. He joined. That's pretty much it. I have no clue how long this is or how long it's going to be, but hopefully it was good. And I have to go cut some Miles clips out. So maybe Mason will be back for the next episode, I hope. And we'll see you guys.
Yes, we shall be.
Next time. All right. Bye, guys.